Welcome to another episode of Overasked. Today, we have I normally say very special guest, but today I'll say guest. We have a guest today. Mr. Tim Macy is on the program. He is he's a growth leader at Real Brokerage. We're going to get into Real Brokerage because you seem to be just coming with a vengeance.
Vengeance is not the word. All right. We're not coming after anybody in particular.
Well, it kind of seems that way.
Okay.
We'll see. You guys are doing big things, it seems.
Yeah.
Everyone's looking at what you're doing. You're a podcast host. You make a lot of videos. You're just giving us video tips. If you're watching the YouTube, which most people don't, he's got a great setup here. Great setup. But we
crystal
have
clear.
Crystal clear. Mr. Tim, the Tin Man Macy. I just made that name on the spot, but I think that's a pretty good name for you. How you doing?
You're on fire today, man.
Yeah, thank you so much.
I gotta say, I feel like I'm friends with you guys because I was there fairly early on. Like I met Eric and I was, seeing him very early on in the brokerage. And I think Matt, like I kind of stumbled upon you before you became the absolute real estate superstar that you are today. And so it's just been fun watching you guys take off. And just do what you guys have done. So I'm glad to be here.
Yes, thank you so much. You're also one of the creators of RETV.
Yes,
the Facebook group, which is awesome.
That's right.
That's where we met. Eric, are you in that? No, I don't think you're in that. But it's a Facebook group for real estate content creators and video creators. Mm-hmm. And I went in there, and everyone welcomed me with open arms when I started posting some of my videos. And it was actually very nice, and it's a great community in there.
You want a Rundy? I mean, that's a huge.
I won a Rundy. Yep. They have
how many bigger awards than that have you won?
That's the biggest, top of my list. Yeah. That's what I lead my listing appointments with.
Rundy winner.
Yeah.
What the hell's a Rundy?
We have an award show every year. It's one of the most prestigious awards in the industry, actually. And what award did you win?
I won Video of the Year.
Video of the Year
for Freddie Mercury.
The Queen one.
Yep.
Yeah. And you're in charge of this, Tim? This is your award show?
Somewhat, yeah.
It's actually very cool, Eric. It's very cool.
There's a committee. There's a committee that picks the winners. I'm like a host of the show. I open the envelope, but I have no decision-making power.
Let's partner on the next one, and let's do a joint award show. Yeah. I think we can blow it up. Video of the year. I mean, I'm sure it's similar stuff to what you're doing now, but Matt and I have been talking about this for a year.
Well, Matt, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
You did that Queen video, the Freddie Mercury one, and you've had some absolute hits. From a creative standpoint, does coming out with something amazing make it hard to make the next thing because you feel like you have to make something amazing?
No, I don't look at it like that. Like sometimes they hit and just sometimes they don't. Like Freddie Mercury was not, I almost didn't post Freddie Mercury because I thought it was too dumb.
It was so genius.
I didn't think anything of it. And then like the last two reels I just posted, either of them didn't think much of them. I thought they're pretty funny, but, and they blew up. They're both over 100,000 views on reels. And you can't really think like that. You just got to post what you enjoy and then just go for it. Everyone's going to have their favorite. So like, you just have to keep being consistent with it. But this is about you, Tim.
It is about me. And that's like a challenge that I have is I always want to make something that people are going to talk about. It's going to be great. And I feel like it stops me from putting out as much stuff as I could. And so as a creative, I'm just interested that you have that viewpoint because I think that's a very powerful viewpoint to have, the ability to just keep pushing it out. Eric's got it easy because he's just putting out memes, right?
Give me a break. Yeah, that's all I do.
I like this.
Memes. Are you out of your mind? Do you know how much content I post? I post 30 pieces of content a day. I have this podcast. I have a mailing list. I have a Discord with Instagram tips. I do ebooks. I have a comic book called Commission Impossible.
Cry me a
I have a YouTube
river.
channel. I'm a speaker.
Holy
come onto my podcast. You talk shit.
You know what?
Speaking of podcasts, you had a podcast. I guess at this point I would say
I was on
I don't
it.
even know. Were you on it? I'm sure it was electric. And Tim, but you stopped posting all of a sudden. So
look, we talked about this when we were hanging out in Dallas. I'm the king of figuring something out and then not doing it anymore. So I've done TikTok. I've got a video with 3 million views on TikTok. Stop posting. I had a podcast, crushing it, doing really well. And then I was like, man, I need to move on to the next shiny object. So I think I have a lot of value to add and things to help people with, but also like, don't do what I do. Cause
you're an idea man.
Yeah, I'm an idea man. I'm the best at like having an idea and then not following through.
I do want to get into that though, because I noticed this pattern on your content. So you also had a YouTube channel.
I have my YouTube channel's got 2,000 subscribers, which I think is
no, it's a successful YouTube channel. You have a video with 16,000 views. I think one of your best ones is the pros and cons of living in San Antonio.
Yes.
And you stopped posting there too, it seems.
So
why do you do this? Because
should we dig into YouTube?
Yeah, let's dig into YouTube first, then let's go to the podcast, and then let's fight.
So on YouTube's a great platform. Honestly, like we were hanging out with all these content, social media creator people. And when I really look at it, I think the most money is being made on YouTube when I look at all the platforms. And I'm talking direct leads, people messaging you saying, hey, I saw your video. I want to buy a house. A lot of this other stuff we do, it's tough. It's like, I post on Facebook. I send my clients cards in the mail, and I don't really know where the business is coming from necessarily. And YouTube is the highest ROI direct lead coming in platform that I know of. And so I have a channel on YouTube. I do get business from the stuff that I've done on San Antonio, and people, message me about it. And my thought going into it was, hey, I'm also like putting my family videos on there. Like we went to Disney World, that's on there. I've got other stuff on there. And I figured if people watched my real estate videos, they'd also watch these other videos and get to know me. And maybe that would work. And it's worked a little bit, but it's not the best use of YouTube, because YouTube wants to know what your channel's about and who your channel is for. And so they can go find more of those people. Like Christina Smallhorn, I listened to her talk at Vid Summit. She said she makes her videos for Carl. And Carl's one person. Carl's an older guy getting towards retirement, worried about affordable housing, probably is somewhat conservative or libertarian. Like she knows exactly who Carl is, and she makes her videos for Carl. And the reason why she has 100,000 plus subscribers, I think, is because once you do that, the algorithm figures that out and they go find you a bunch of Carls, right? So when you make your video for a bunch of people, you make your video for no one. When you make your YouTube content for one specific person, it takes off. And so like I've got my Disney videos on there, my travel videos, which I love watching, but like my grandma watches those videos, and my grandma is not buying a house in San Antonio. And so I'm mixing up the data, and YouTube's having a tough time finding who the video should be for. So I'm going to take all my San Antonio content, which I've shot 5 or 6 of these videos, and we're going to start a, San Antonio channel just focused on lead generating content.
So you're abandoning the old channel, which already has 2,000 plus subscribers.
No. So the 2,000 plus subscriber channel will continue to be just like my personal channel. And then maybe that'll take off and we'll be like vloggers.
That's an interesting point though. And I've never heard anyone kind of phrase it like that, like making it for, you've created a character that you're making your content for, because that's just, you can't please everybody. And that's just fact. You can't please everybody. When you try to, you're actually going to, it's just not going to work. Like you're going to get less business because you're trying to please everyone. And then you just kind of go and you're like everyone else. There's no originality to it. But if you know exactly who you are trying to attract, it will work. And that's the same with what we do. Like that's, we know who our audience is.
Yeah. I got to say, you have a very specific audience. There's about, 70% of the industry that probably says, what the hell is going on with those guys? And there's 30% of the industry that thinks you're freaking amazing and they love you.
Which group are you in?
I don't want to.
He's in the
talk
70.
about that on the record.
Yeah, you're in the
He's in the 70.
I'm
but you
just
know
here
what?
for the exposure.
Fuck 70%. It's the 70-30 rule, right?
Is that a rule?
Never heard that.
It is now.
Anyways.
It is.
Yeah, who made it a rule?
You know what, Matt? I think there's something right in what Tim's saying about the Broke Agent channel, because it first started as skits and music videos and me trying to do kind of vlog style funny content. And those were crushing with views. I have a video with 100,000 plus, some with 10,000. And then the podcast, I think we kind of confused the algorithm a little bit and then jumped into consistent podcasting. So I'm hoping, it figures it out basically, because that's all we're posting now. But I definitely hear you there, Tim, where you're kind of like all over the place content wise.
Oh,
and
yeah.
YouTube doesn't know where to send your videos. So it just sends it to no one basically.
Exactly. And the way I think about social media platforms there are algorithm based things like YouTube, like TikTok, like some of Instagram. And then there are follower based things like Facebook and the Instagram feed, where if I post something on Facebook, it'll do well based on how good the followers and friends I have interact with it. Right. There's a little bit of algorithm in there, but it's mostly how do your friends and people you already know interact with it. You're not growing some massive audience on Facebook because you're limited to 5,000 friends and you can really only get so far. Where on YouTube, you can work the algorithm where if you work it the right way, YouTube will start to do the work for you and put your content in front of the people that want to see it. And that's much different than, say, trying to build followers on Instagram. That's all through like, relationships, connections, and that type of stuff. And so algorithm driven social media platforms are the most powerful when you could figure out the freaking algorithm, right? That's how you could go from 0 to 3 million views on that TikTok I did. Like I had 0 followers and now all of a sudden I've got a couple thousand. And so when you're
what was that TikTok?
We got breaking news here. This is new year. And this, I can you just explain, Eric? This is crazy.
New year, new us, Matt.
Yes. Yeah.
Do you want to make 2022 your best year yet, Matt?
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
I mean, everybody does.
Right.
We're talking next level, triple your transaction volume, crushing the competition, kicking ass, closing deals, and taking names kind of success.
Oh, yeah, I want that.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you partner with Boomtown, the #1 rated real estate CRM. It's got the tools and tech you need to generate and convert conversation-ready leads.
To check out Boomtown and see how you can score up to $1,000, that's $1,000 in incentives. If you sign up in the month of December, visit boomtownroi.com/overask.
That's boomtownroi.com/overask.
#1 CRM in the game. Let's go.
Yes.
We went to a house and it's like out in the country a little bit out in Texas. And it was I think it was like 300 grand for this beautiful renovated farmhouse on 6 acres. So people are like, holy crap, I'm moving to Texas. So that did pretty well. And then we went back to the house after the inspection and everything to kind of look at everything. They wanted to see the house again. And the bathtub was gone. Like they had taken the tub out of the house. I don't know if they had to fix something or what, but the bathtub was gone. And so we did, my wife, I didn't do anything. Pond goes around with the camera and she's like, this is why you should always, come back to the house and check it out again after you get her a contract or something. The fact that the text was kind of confusing actually was better because people were trying to figure out what the heck she was talking about. So they kept watching the video. And then she gets to the bathroom and like the tub's missing. So 1, it was kind of confusing. So people had to go back and watch it again. And then 2, the comment section just lit up with all these people talking about, yeah, when I bought a house, the sellers took the toilet and, crazy stories just started happening in the comment section.
Yeah.
So the thing took off.
Yeah. If you can start a conversation under your video, you're good. And that's what I do with my reels a lot. That's how a lot of times I get a lot of views is I talk so fast that people have to go back like 3-4 times to fucking understand what I'm saying. But it actually helps the algorithm. I will say though, the thing that's so hard with YouTube, for me at least, and I would assume for a lot of people, is the back end and the algorithm aspect of it is so fucking difficult. Like I don't understand how it works. Like I go in there to like try and promote a video or something, and it's like this whole thing. Yeah, I don't know what to do.
The most successful channels I've seen don't promote any of their videos.
Okay, well then there you go.
And I think it's important to talk about why they don't. When I think about YouTube, I like to think about it as simply as possible. They do have a bunch of data. I mean, the data that YouTube gives you is awesome because I can watch a video and I can see my audience retention and I can see that, when my face came on, everybody left, right? So I need to keep my face out of the video.
Understandable.
right? You could take different things on that audience retention graph and see like what people are interested in, what they're not. It's so much data. It's amazing. But how to grow, I think, is really simple. And when we're talking to our agents, we're really focused on two things, which is click-through rate and audience retention. Click-through rate and audience retention. So if nobody's watching your video, it's probably something going on with your thumbnail or your title, because that is what gets people to click. You got your thumbnail. It's the most important thing. We freaking stare at thumbnails. Sometimes we spend more time on the thumbnail than we do on the actual video. And thumbnails are so important. And then the title has to be good to get people to click on it. And so that's what we call click-through rate. How many people, what percentage of people, when your video and that thumbnail pops up, actually click it? If that number is high, because what happens every time you click a YouTube video? YouTube runs an ad.
The video starts.
Well, but YouTube runs an ad, right? And
yeah.
The more people that are clicking on your video, the more money YouTube's making, the more they're going to show your video. And it's all, obviously too, they want to have videos that are relevant to the audience. Like we talked about, the algorithm finding the audience. They want content that's relevant to the audience. So if people are clicking on it, that's showing that you have some relevance. And then the next thing is your audience retention. So people click on your video. How many of them actually watch it? So I see Matt Leonetti with his shirt off, all looking great. And so I'm like, oh, I'm watching this one. I'm all in. And then his video sucks. Well, YouTube's not going to like that too much either. So if you can get great CTR, great click-through rate, and great audience retention, that is how you start to generate traffic. So a lot of our people that are just starting YouTube channels, I'm going to be starting another YouTube channel. It's easy to say, man, I only got, 40 views and I only got 50 views and like, what's going on? But you really want to focus in on getting that click-through rate and getting that audience retention. Because if you get that, YouTube tends to do the work for you. Now, why don't we spend money on videos? Again, there's plenty of people that do all spending. But the idea behind not spending is that if you promote your video, you're trying to pick the audience that you want to put your video in front of, instead of letting the algorithm do its thing and let the algorithm pick the audience for you. And so by kind of pushing your video out, you're getting more views, but it's messing up that machine that really creates these explosive growth channels. And so that's why a lot of the people that I know and work with don't spend any money boosting or promoting a video on YouTube.
So do you think it actively hurts if I put the YouTube link in my Instagram story because I'm forcing an audience on it that otherwise wouldn't be watching it natively on YouTube?
Yeah, I would.
Do you think that actually hurts the video because maybe the retention isn't there?
Yeah, I would put the link to your channel on YouTube, because if somebody clicks that link, they go to your channel and then they decide, hey, I am going to take the time to actually watch the video. I like that better. But yeah, if you put your link for the YouTube video on your thing, somebody clicks it. Look, when somebody's on Instagram stories, they're a freaking squirrel. They are not ready to sit down and watch a 40-minute interview. And so if they click that, there's no way you're going to get good audience retention on that. And so, yeah, I would probably not put the link to the video. I'd put the link to your channel.
So there seems to be like an ongoing theme here. I mean, I keep hearing with YouTube, it's thumbnails, it's titles. That's okay. So everyone knows that now. Like, who's that guy? Who's that fucking Keller Williams guy? Gary Keller. He said it's simple.
Yeah, Gary.
Real estate's simple. It's not easy.
That's
I guess YouTube is simple.
True.
It's not easy.
Not easy.
And it makes sense with like YouTube. They want content that's keeping people on their platform. So that's why I assume the retention rate is such a big deal, because when they see people are watching your whole video, they're going to push that out more because people like the content. Therefore, they're staying on the platform.
For sure. And I listened to, I guess the guy, at least the person that sold me the ticket to the conference, said the guy that was talking was the head of the YouTube algorithm. So he's the one that, right? The guy, everybody wants to know that guy. And his big slide was the algorithm, and the word algorithm was crossed out and it said audience. Like, you stop worrying about the algorithm and just focus on making content for the audience, and you'll you should do better, because the algorithms are getting smarter all the time. And the algorithm's end goal is just to make better content for the audience, so the audience will stay on their platform. And so, like, you guys have followings, and I'm sure you listen to them, right? You listen to the people that follow you. You get inspired by those comment sections, seeing what people think is funny, seeing what people are laughing at, seeing what people are engaging with, and giving them more of that. I think too many times as agents, we listen to too many people that are in the industry. So we'll get on, like I'm a big Tom Ferry fan. We'll get in the Tom Ferry groups and we'll see what all these other people are doing for content. And we'll get all excited to do it without thinking about, is this what my audience wants to see? Like, my audience is different from Matt's audience, is different from Eric's audience. What's my audience want to see? My buddy here that I work with has police and first responders. Like, that's his thing. He was a police officer. So veterans, first responders, firefighters, cops, like, that's his audience. If I post all the stuff that he posts, which crushes for him, by the way, it wouldn't crush for me, because that's not me and that's not my audience. And so that's where I would get focused as an agent on your marketing, is really focusing on your audience and building content for them.
Yeah.
It's great advice.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. And that's like the biggest brands do that, and the biggest companies do that. Like Ford coming out with the Ford Bronco. Like, people have wanted that Bronco back for so long, and they listened to their audience and they brought it back. And of course, the audience, I'm sure, has a bunch of fucking problems with it, because it's not exactly how it used to be, but
Yeah. No, the Broncos a great example too, because I think we're always thinking about getting bigger market share. So if you're sitting in Ford's seat, you're like, okay, how do I get people that don't like Fords to like Fords, right? What car do I need to build to get people that don't like Fords to like Fords? When their most successful thing was to say, hey, what are our freaking diehard Ford fans love? Like, let's make something for our Ford fans. And they did. And it's awesome. Not that I think there's many diehard Ford fans out there, but you know what I mean?
No, like, those people, your audience that you already have, they can dictate more of your audience. Like, they can have a positive effect on more people liking you, because your audience that's already built in, they're like, oh, I love this guy. And then they tell their friend, and then that has a positive influence on liking me. You know what I mean?
I'm not a Ford guy. I mean, I drove a Ford Taurus for many years. But I think the Bronco's pretty cool. Like, I'm now interested in a Ford vehicle that I would never be interested in before. And it's because instead of trying to make people that aren't interested in Fords, they just focus on their people.
And the best way to see this on social media is the engagement. And Matt and I always joke that we're fighting the algorithm, or we posted at the wrong time, or people aren't by their phones. And, we've joked about this a million times.
Yeah, it's never the actual content. It's always something else.
It is a direct, result of how good the content is and how much people like the content. And we're constantly tweaking our content based off of engagement. We go to our insights, we see, okay, this one was shared 100 times. How come no one cared about this compared to this one that was shared 10,000 times? So every agent should look at their insights, see that, and kind of focus on what's performing the best.
Yeah, for sure. I fucking love this podcast, because just like talking with you, like, you opened up a kind of lane that I had never thought of that. And I guess subconsciously known that, but that's so true. That is such a true point, that, like, focus on the audience you have. If you build it, they will come. Like, Field of Dreams, great movie.
Favorite movie.
Yeah, it's fantastic. But if you focus on that audience, there's such a positive influence they can have on more audience. Like, you don't have to work on, how can I get these people who don't like me to like me? Your built-in audience can do that for you if you cater to them.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, it's the same thing we're doing brokerage wise. Is my whole time I've been in real estate, the whole recruiting thing, I feel like brokers are always trying to get more agents, like, to survive, right? Like, that's the broker model, is recruit agents. Hopefully some of them are successful. And it's like, well, what if you made a brokerage where you just focused on trying to take care of the agents you already have, and just stayed laser focused on that? that would be a brokerage everybody would want to be a part of, and
Yeah.
then you would grow by focusing on the audience you already have. And same thing happens as agents. Like if you're just laser focused on taking care of your clients, more people are going to want to be your clients, more so than the agent that's out there that's trying to get new business all of the time.
Yeah. So let's talk about Real. We just had Katie Day on, the podcast, friend of the show.
Yeah.
We were talking about some stuff, but want to get kind of your take on it all. I mean, the logo is pretty fucking cool. It just says Real twice, no matter how you look at it. You could be fucking plastered upside down. It's still going to say Real.
Yeah. Could be at any angle for that thing.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's funny. I realize the more I like people, the more of a hard time I give them. So whenever I see Eric, I'm nothing but mean to him.
Yeah.
The whole time
you're vicious to me. Like you were my adversary at that mastermind. You're like a constant thorn in there.
And we had a heated battle at Top Golf.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, the whole time coming at each other. So I say all that to say that I hope you never refer to me as a friend of the show, because
okay.
Enemy of the show.
Yeah.
No, and yeah, obviously that goes right along with our core value of work hard, be kind.
Right.
No, I think we've brought some just really fantastic individuals to the table, like Katie Day and like a lot of the other people in our company. And I think from a very easy standpoint, that goal of just trying to make the best brokerage for agents and focusing on the agents that we have, and all working together and realizing that we as agents are the one that are usually delivering most of the value. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I never had a broker that made my business for me. It was always working with the agents that were next to me. And so we're kind of trying to pour some gasoline on that by getting a very collaborative community that will hopefully grow to be one of the big players in the industry.
Yeah. Now I need your take on this, because in those Facebook groups, there's some vicious arguments between EXP and Real and who's better and why is there. I mean, I guess you have a similar business model. Not really. It's just the stocks, really, I think, what people always compare. Is that, or and you're cloud-based?
Yeah. So two things. I stay out of the comment sections because I don't like they're literally zero value to anybody. And two, I was at EXP for 5 years and changed my life. I got a bunch of stock. Like my family is in a much better place now than they were because of EXP. So like, all the thanks in the world. When I was at EXP, I realized this model of giving agents stock and giving agents revenue share was freaking genius. Like when I looked at the franchise model and I looked at all my other friends that were in the industry that were at brokerages, by the way, that I really liked. Like there's some indies in my town that I love. Like I'd love to go work there. But when I looked at the compensation package, it would be a bad move for my family's balance sheet to go somewhere else. So I saw that model was just the way to go. And so we've adopted a similar model. We have stock and revenue share. And we're just focused on building something different, something that, I'm proud of. And I think I'm hoping, I got all like to come on and talk about how great we are. I'm hoping you guys will see over the next couple of years what we do here. And hopefully it's something that we're proud of.
Right. So you heard it from the lion's mouth. Tim Macy, he fucking hates EXP. Thinks they should just be out of
doing
business.
This to him too.
I know. Look, it's such a fun joke.
I got to say too, like I'm a big Gary Keller fan. Like I think that dude is right on a lot of things. But that is the thing. Go back to the comment sections. Like I don't care, man. There's so many agents, there's so much business, and there are so many awful brokerages out there. Like we've got some really crappy brokerages out there that shouldn't be in business. And we got a lot of agents to bring on from a lot of different places. Yeah. I think Keller Williams is going to do fantastic. I think EXP is going to do fantastic. And I think we're going to do fantastic.
Yeah. That's why I love being with the agency. No one would fucking dare comment negatively about the agency.
The problem is they don't know. Like, wait, is that like the CIA or
I know
like FBI?
It's pretty,
like, what is it a real estate thing? Yeah, we're not
some James Bond shit.
Is it a modeling company? What's going on?
It's some yeah.
Are you at a brokerage?
No.
Yeah, I'm at a brokerage. I'm at Compass. My license is there.
Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna
doing broke agent full time, basically, though.
I gotcha.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
before we move on, we're pretty far into this now. Tim did make a comment about my background here. Got
Oh,
a
dude.
blanket.
Yeah.
I'm Christmas shopping right now. There's shit all over the place. I'm hiding stuff from my wife. This is my office at my house that I own. This is not my mother's basement, which Tim also said. He came on and immediately shots fired.
Eric, come on. It has a mom's basement vibe.
I don't understand.
Look, I have nothing to complain. I mean, look at my background.
I don't understand how everyone comes in and makes fun of me and Eric gets off scot-free with his
I don't think I get off scot-free. Everyone's
Honestly,
also shit on my background.
Eric, if you are being true to your brand, you should have more of a Leandity background. Like you should.
I agree.
Like
I know. I got the
Look, we're getting out of this place. We're getting out of this place soon.
So are we. We're looking for a another place right now.
Yeah, but the only thing is though, if you upgrade and get some fancy cool setup, like you're totally dishonoring your brand. Like you have to get something that
to be in like
awful.
a shack with like broken keys everywhere.
Yeah, there's got to be like sneakers, like old sneakers behind you. You know,
I'm
it's
down.
just gotta look. You gotta look like a broke agent. That's all.
Right.
I guess. Yeah. Well, you should just wait. Just wait till the new year. We've had some fucking meetings. You're gonna have your mind blown. We're already the #1 real estate podcast of all time.
Yeah.
Our thumbnails are gonna completely change the game.
Yeah.
We're gonna be hammering through that algorithm.
So where are you guys at for podcasts? Like where are you at in the stuff?
Well, we're #1 in Belize. We're #1 in Belize for marketing.
Turks and Caicos too.
And we're
Trinidad and Tobago.
These are real stats. We're not even joking about that.
Yeah.
We're some weeks we're sitting pretty high in Canada and the States. Like we've broken top 10 in the marketing category numerous times. It's good. I mean, it's growing every week. We got hundreds of thousands of plays now and views and more plays. It's mainly all Spotify and Apple. The YouTube is not as, I mean, I feel like the YouTube podcast is it works better when you're like in person.
Yeah, but the Turkish women, I think, have a thing for you, right? That's why you guys are doing so well.
No, it's Turks and Caicos. That's not Turkey.
Turks. Okay.
Yeah.
But yes.
But yes,
you're also still correct about that. Yeah. Oh yeah. DMs are
I also
flooded.
think there might be something there where real estate agents, say the average age of realtor is 55, right? I don't know how many real estate agents are using YouTube. So our audience is real estate agents. So do you think that they're like that's contributing to the lack of views on YouTube, or do you think it's just the content or the thumbnails?
I think it's
the content.
One thing, just for the record too, like none of my stuff are original ideas. This is all just from stupid conferences that I've gone through over the last few years. Right. So when I say profound things, I didn't come up with it.
Right. You don't have to cite your source.
He's a minion. Yeah, it's okay.
Right. Yeah. Let's come on. I'm big on transparency. So I was listening to Mr. Beast. And
you just met him.
I did. I met him in the parking lot. Yeah. Well,
where?
So Vid Summit is a YouTube conference, and so I went to that this year. And I'm out in the parking lot because I got in there like a day early. I was between conferences, and I go out in the parking lot, and frickin' there's Mr. Beast. And so I was like, hey man, I was like, I don't mean to bother you, but you mind if I get a picture with you? Because people freaking love it. My kid doesn't even like Mr. Beast, but other people's kids do. So I got to look cool for other people. Mr. Beast, take a picture with me. That's not what I said. He's like, yeah, sure. He's like, and I was like, yeah, I'm here for the conference. Super excited for it. He's like, great. What do you hope to learn?
Huh.
I was like, I don't know. It's a freaking tax write-off, man. I'm not sure, And I was like, well, I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do with my channel, that 2,000 subscriber channel we were talking about. And he was like, oh, cool. Let me see it.
Oh God.
Right.
An audit from Mr. Beast on the spot. That is
on the
crazy.
Spot.
By the way, this is the biggest YouTuber in the world for
ridiculous. Which is super cool though. Like I think about it, like when I was a kid, I met Roy Jones Jr., who is like the best boxer in the world. That'd be like me meeting Roy and him stopping and being like, all right, let's work on your jab. Right. Like the coolest thing ever. So for him to just be so chill, and he's exactly like he is in his videos. He's like a kind of chill, goofy young dude. He's like, yeah, let me look at it. And he takes my phone and like, I don't even have to do anything. He just goes like right to the thing. And he's like, oh yeah, this doesn't seem interesting at all. He's like, look at my thumbnails and my titles. And I was like, oh man, thanks. And then I think he like realized it. He's like, I don't mean to be like mean or anything. I'm like, no, dude, that's like why I paid all this money to come out here is so you could tell me my channel sucks. Like, I can leave now. I'm done. Like that was the best advice I've gotten. But one of the things that he went through, one of the things that I took away from it was his hooks are amazing. Like he has the best hooks. And what I mean by that is they're so short and concise. Like he did that Squid Games video that broke a bunch of records. His hook for that video was 9 seconds long. Like if you go back and watch it, he's like, I did all this stuff. I spent a bunch of money. We got all these people out here. We're going to play Squid Games, and boom, right into it. And so his pacing on those videos is crazy. That's why I don't know if the podcast will do well on YouTube, because it doesn't have that pace to it. Right. But when, if you go look at Jeremy Knight's Austin videos, he's like, hey, we're talking about the Austin market, boom, 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 and he rips right through all this stuff. And that's what does well on YouTube, because when people go to YouTube, they're like looking for just like smash my brain with as much facts and information as you can. And so that's why I think those do well. But the thing that he said that I always miss, and that Matt has done pretty well on, is the payoff. Like we think about a video idea, but we don't think enough about the payoff. So you're a Freddie Mercury one, right? It's a great example. Freaking pick up the phone and you're like, oh, it's my mama. She just killed a man. Like amazing payoff. I'm going back and I'm watching that video again. And that's where, if you guys are going to do well on YouTube, you may have to figure out some different content specifically for,
we were just talking about that,
YouTube. That's not this. Like I love this. This is some of my favorite stuff, but I don't know if it works.
Yeah, we want to do more skit-based content and kind of longer form videos, because that's what I was doing at the beginning, and those were crushing. And then once we switched to this, it hasn't crushed on YouTube. But I think the skit-based long form 2 to 3 minute funny videos would do really well, and funny educational videos too.
Yeah. And the thing is too, the podcast is for agents to get better at their business, right? And so I think you have to really separate that, because that's really the only thing you have that is like that. Everything else is the broke agent. We go there to laugh at you, right? We go there to like, get comedy, not like business strategy. And so, you may find your audiences are a little different.
Hey, look, man, we're trying to evolve the brand to education and providing value to. If the broke agent listen. If the broke agent can become a one-stop shop for that, where it's like I get introduced to the best content creators. I just listened to Tim Macy. I'm going to follow that guy. I'm going to check out his YouTube channel. He was just dropping knowledge bombs on this. That agent, not only did they probably laugh a little bit in this podcast, but their business is getting better from it too.
Yeah.
So that's for sure. The brand will provide so much more value as it evolves towards that. So I agree with you in the sense that I'm kind of pointing them in different directions. But okay, so you laugh at a meme.
The channels. I think the good segue for this is mind your channels.
Mind your business. This has been extremely successful. We know exactly what we're doing.
Unlike you, he can't take constructive criticism.
No, I am taking the constructive.
He's about to leave.
I'm joking.
I think it's great. You make people laugh on Instagram, right? You'll probably make people laugh
and on
Facebook, TikTok. You'll educate people on the podcast, right? And you're figuring
they'll laugh
out.
A little bit.
I think they'll laugh.
Oh yeah, for sure. You're figuring out what you do on your channels. One of the things that I really don't like that I saw at a ton of conferences over the last couple of years was, make your piece of content and then reformat it in 5 different ways for 5 different platforms. And that's it's just not great advice, because every platform has a different audience. Yeah. And so if you're taking Brad McCallum, and there's a handful of other people, are the only people I know that crush YouTube with listing videos, because their listing videos are freaking amazing.
Insane.
But most people, listing videos are not a good idea to put on YouTube. Nobody's going to watch them.
No, I know. That is very, very true.
It's just a piece of advice people say, fake gurus. And I mean, it's just something you always say, like redistribute your content across all platforms. It's just the easiest thing to say.
It's just easy. Yeah. It's like a go-to now.
Yeah.
Well,
it's
and
like
you could
posting consistently, although that is important. It's just so easy to say.
Yeah.
You can also sell a service that helps you redistribute the content,
Right. Of course.
Get realtors on a $38 a month subscription.
The amount of people that reach out to Eric and I, we're getting people who are emailing people telling them that we're involved with their company.
Yep.
Without our knowledge.
You know,
it's fucking insane now.
All right, my one other thing though, because Eric, we had a great thing that I took from our week together last week. And it's on.
There was other people there, by the way, for the audience.
Amazing.
They said a
people.
romantic getaway.
Yeah, exactly. They went to Palm Springs.
Our weekend together. Yeah, I felt like the least creative and capable person in the room.
I'm sure you were, yeah.
Which is a good thing.
No, I'm sure you were. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But what I took from that was all of the real estate people that are creating this amazing content that's generating them a lot of business, right? Like the tier 1. Is all in they're all going and getting their ideas from outside of real estate. They're getting their ideas from content creators and different stuff, where a lot of us real estate agents are looking at other real estate agents and copying them. And if you're doing that, you're always going to fall into tier 2, 3, 4. So that was my biggest takeaway is I got to stop watching real estate agents so much, get back out into the world and see what is just happening and what other creators are doing and what people are doing, so I can get creative and figure out my way to bring that content back to real estate instead of just, copying other people. I could make the financially distressed agent Instagram and it's going to suck, right? Because I'm just copying.
It's a great name.
Yeah. Financially distressed agent.
I'm just copying Eric. It's never going to be as good. Whereas if I'm taking original ideas and putting my spin on them and making them, work with real estate, it's just way better.
Yeah,
that's what I do on TikTok and Instagram. Is I scroll through other accounts that aren't in the industry and then throw real estate twist to it. And Paul, who we had on the show, Matt, he had a video series that was like Hot Ones, where he would interview his agents and eat spicy wings, but just throw it like a real estate twist on it. So. Great advice, Tim, on that, because I think other agents are just kind of dipping into the same pool and trying to replicate what Taya or Glenda are doing and saying like, okay, I want to do this because other realtors are doing it. But yeah, watch YouTube, watch TikTok, figure out what works and then put a spin on it.
I do feel like we take those videos that we do and then we put them in real estate groups and then we judge whether or not they're good based on what real estate agents say about it.
Right.
Yeah, I know.
And that's the other thing I don't really like doing.
It's all about in your own tone though. Like everything, people come up to me, they're like, how do I make a funny video? I'm like, the fact that you're asking that, maybe that's not your route, just to be completely
how do you make
blunt.
a funny video? Are you funny?
Yeah. Like it's people like I see their Instagram, like there's not an ounce of funny in there. Like you are just not a funny person, but that does not mean that you can't have creative, successful content. Funny's not the only way to have that. So like find what works in your tone and in your voice and like figure it out, because there's something I always say, like, why do your friends like you? What part of your personality intrigues people to talk to you and like you? Use that, utilize that. That's the only thing we have on these platforms to separate us is our personality. Or you're just going to get lost in the fucking mix.
I love that.
Thank you.
Awesome stuff.
Yes. Let's get into our not so rapid fire.
Okay.
Okay.
Listen,
so
I've only listened to like the first halves of 2 or 3 of your podcasts.
Right.
I have no idea what's
the retention
crushing our
rate's not
retention.
great.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
You're
what's
responsible
coming.
for
I've
this.
never listened to the end of a podcast.
Okay. Well, this is
I've never listened to your podcast at all.
Yeah. I've been on it. I didn't listen to a word you said. But this is a not so rapid fire round. It's not so rapid because we don't actually prepare questions. We have one question that we always ask the first time because I like it, and then we just kind of go for it. Okay,
let's do it.
So it doesn't have to be. You can take as long as you want to answer. But I'm going to start with my favorite question. If you had to pick one celebrity to hire to join your team, your real estate team, because you think they'd be the best at the job, who would it be?
Man, I should have prepared for this. Chris Evans.
Wow. Why Chris
Who's
Evans?
not going to call Captain America to buy a house? Come on.
That's a good real estate tag too. Captain America.
Yeah.
Holmes. Captain America Holmes.
I was thinking Hemsworth, but he's a little too.
Which one?
Chris, not
Chris.
Liam.
Yeah, come on, get out of here.
I just watched Hunger Games recently. I like Liam.
Fantastic. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
he's fantastic looking. I mean,
Yeah,
not
he
like
is.
Chris.
Yeah.
Almost hit the notes there.
So yeah, Chris Evans. He's on my team.
Nice. Okay. I always say Eric and I both picked Leo DiCaprio. Just solid, very solid.
I don't know though. I Leo to me seems like the guy that I think I would like to hang out with, but also has a high likelihood that he could be a dick.
Yeah, but I think he'll get shit done,
No,
whether he's
all
a
right.
dick or not.
Okay.
Eric.
No, I disagree with that. I'm only bringing people on the team that I want to hang out with because
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, who wants to work with people you don't like?
Well,
Right.
I could at least say I work with Leo.
No.
Favorite real estate YouTuber that people should follow or that you like listening to?
Let's take real estate out of it because we just said we're gonna stop following.
No,
Okay.
the question's actually real estate YouTuber. That's the question I asked.
My favorite real estate YouTuber. I don't watch any real estate.
Just
YouTubers.
please, just say one. Say somebody. Say Jeremy Knight if you have to.
Just say Brad
yeah.
McCallum. I like Brad.
Yeah, just say Brad McCallum.
Yeah, but I get annoyed with Brad because everything looks so good, and I can never make something that looks as good as
Yeah,
his
that's
thing.
frustrating.
Yeah, well,
It's annoying. So, but yeah, I'll say Brad McCallum.
Okay. So favorite YouTuber besides that
Casey.
not in real estate.
Casey Neistat.
Classic.
Yeah, I mean, just like his style of shooting and storytelling is my jam. So
cool.
You're a UFC fan, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Who do you got in the fights this? And there's a couple here. Who do you got in the O'Malley fight?
O'Malley.
Yeah.
I guess. I just, I think they're trying to set him up to win. So I don't think he's that great though. I think he'll take an L here soon. But
do you think Garbrandt is going to take it?
Who's he fighting?
I don't know, but he went down to 125 from 135.
I think he's too slimmed out. He may win, but I think he'll have trouble.
Amanda Nunes and Julianne Pena. Yeah. And Poirier.
I'm pulling for Poirier.
Yeah. Same.
But I like the other dude,
Oliveira.
Yeah, I mean, I'm that's one of those fights. I hope it's a great fight, and I'm really not going home unhappy no matter who wins.
Yes, I'm very excited.
Yeah.
Eric.
That's all I got.
Already?
Yeah.
That was it?
That's all I got. Yeah. The YouTube question.
That's
my only question.
That's terrible.
So what is next? I know you guys got a ton of things coming. What is next for the Broke Agent brand?
We got a real estate course coming out that's funny with Byron Lazine, funny cutaway scenes to Matt. I'm doing social media. And it's basically.
So Byron's like the head coach and mentor in it. We're not teaching it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm teaching social media.
He's teaching the social, and I act out all the
But
funny
it's
things.
a hilarious course, and it's aimed at agents in their first 5 years, helping educate agents, and it's so funny. Like the cutaway scenes we have with Matt, it's as if Matt is taking the course himself.
Yeah.
And it's him doing all the shit wrong, and then kind of like learning from Byron. And this is going to come out early New Year, and it's really going to help with agents who have anxiety those first 5 years and they don't know what the hell to do. So this course is designed for people that just got licensed or that have been in the business for 2 or 3 years and are just uncomfortable with shit and don't know what direction to take their business in. So we're really excited about that.
Sounds exciting to me because that dude Byron is just a encyclopedia.
Dude, he's a real estate savant.
Right? Yeah. I mean, he just. I had a question about health insurance the other day, and he's like the first person. Byron, how do I get better freaking health insurance? And he's got a person. Right? He's always got a person.
Genius.
He does. He knows all of the things, but is he making jokes or is he just doing the course?
No, he's doing the course. We're making the jokes. So we have write-ins where Matt will pop in and there'll be like a funny cutaway scene, acting out exactly what he's talking about.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I don't think the industry needs another course, but this sounds like the one that does need.
Actually needs.
Yeah.
This sounds like the course the industry
needs.
The
thing is, even if it's people who are past 5 years and don't need a course at all, they're going to still buy it just for the entertainment value.
Yeah. And there's guys like me who have reached some level of success and I don't really know why. Like maybe I do need to go back and take a course because I just kind of figured it out as I went and I don't know probably half the stuff I need to.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then also just taking this to a full-fledged media company. I want to do news.
We're going to be the Barstool Sports of real estate.
Yeah. This is going to be hopefully eventually bigger than Inman News. We're going to throw conferences, happy hours. We're going to have a news division, more podcasting, more creators under us, help grow other agents in the industry and just really blow this thing up. That's the goal for 22.
Yeah.
You heard it here first.
Yep.
Look, I know I don't have a podcast, but I go right to interviewing people.
Yeah.
I come on your podcast and start asking you guys questions.
I know, you just fucking hijacked a podcast.
That it really does sound exciting, man. I'm excited to see what you guys do over the next couple of years.
Yes, we're excited for you as well.
I think you're going to ask me where people can find me. Is
yes.
That
well, that's
Eric's
so you have listened to the end of the podcast.
No, that's the end of every podcast.
Yeah, I know it is. Okay, so where can people find you?
You can subscribe to my YouTube channel, the one with 2,000 followers.
Nice.
I make like $70 a month on that, because it's
Sick.
monetized.
Damn.
And so if I can get that up a little bit, maybe I can start buying like a new lens or something.
I mean, $70, that's UFC pay-per-views.
That's a great point.
There
'cause
you
I
go.
do spend a lot of money on those. I could say, hey, YouTube channel paid for it.
What's the
and
channel
then-
called? Just Tim Macy, people search?
Tim Macy, yeah. And then Instagram's probably the best place to connect.
And that's Timmy Macy Realtor.
Tim Macy Realtor. There's the handle Tim Macy has like 0 followers and 5 posts or something.
Yeah.
And I don't think the person uses it, and I can't get it though. It's freaking they got that Tim Macy handle.
Brutal.
Damn, that sucks.
Anybody help me out with that? You guys are you got solutions for me?
No, we can't even get fucking reels on our over ass page.
Yeah.
Man, we're all
It's hard life, But
So
Tim,
when are we doing an event? Let's all get together.
Vegas.
Invite the audience.
Vegas.
if
We're going to do a
that
happy hour.
So Eric and I are going to Vegas in January, but that's more of a small group thing. But I'm waiting for the broke agent event wherever that happens.
we're working on that.
Let's set it
I will
up.
be there.
Yeah. You threw a great event at the Tom Ferry Summit. That thing was
Oh yeah.
popping. That was, I mean, you got great speakers. It was in, I don't know, like a warehouse or something like that. Like,
Yeah.
was that a
But
warehouse?
we want to do like a full conference eventually.
I think we start
Yeah.
with something like this. This was perfect. This was like, he had Byron speak. He had Katie speak. He asked me to speak. I was like, fuck no. I'm just trying to
We're
slam
we're
claws over
doing-
here.
I think end of April we're doing a video event. It's very early on in the planning, but we'll probably be doing some more events in the future. So events are fun, man. I love.
fun.
I don't know if 2020 like really brought it home, the fact that we just love being around people. And so yeah, we're gonna try to build more of those opportunities.
And realtors are fun to be around when they're at
Some
these
of 'em.
events. Some of them,
Yeah.
yes.
Some of them, yeah.
But
70,
they
30
get
rule.
after it.
You know?
Yep.
Well, this has been the longest ending to a podcast ever.
Oh wait, did we talk about is Boomtown sponsoring this one?
Yeah,
we
but
throw that
we throw
post-
that in. We
post
throw that
Come
production.
in.
on, man. I wanted to do I thought you don't have your guests.
Do you
the-
use
the sponsor
Boomtown?
pitch? No, but I can tell people.
Well,
I
you
do.
should use Boomtown because
I should use
boomtownroi.com/overask
Boomtown.
is fantastic. Boomtown. ROI.com.
.com/overask.
Overask. Okay, they're better than any other CRM. We have a ton
Yeah.
of friends who use them, and they just can't go on without them. Okay.
For sure.
Yeah.
The thing is too, there's a lot of agents listening to the podcast that pay for a CRM that they don't use. And they should change that by canceling their CRM and signing up with Boomtown, because it's a CRM you're actually going to use, people.
Yeah.
It's good.
Facts.
That's straight facts right there. I mean, there's nothing more, nothing less. So
That's right.
Tim, thank you so much for being on the show. Friend of the show, Tim Macy.
Thanks, guys.